This is the M2 machine gun, also known as the deuce. It's so reliable that this actual weapon has been in service since the 1950s. In their trench attack exercises, the US Marines use it to soften up the enemy with heavy long-range fire. Unlike its predecessor, the Gatling gun, the deuce requires no hand cranking. It automatically produces continuous fire with no human intervention except for a finger on the trigger. Like all modern machine guns, the deuce traces its origins to another ingenious inventor, the creator of the first truly automatic weapon.
Fire it all out.
Hiram Maxim was a late 19th century rival to brilliant engineers like Thomas Edison and the Wright brothers. His many inventions included a mousetrap and even an early aircraft which might have made his name and fortune if it had flown. In 1883, he patented a new, fully automatic machine gun, an invention inspired by direct personal experience. Maxim's eureka moment came while at rifle practice with friends in Savannah, Georgia. The thumping recoil was giving him painful kicks in the shoulder, and he was getting tired of doing all the reloading himself. It suddenly occurred to Maxim to use one problem to solve the other. Could the force of the recoil be used to reload the weapon automatically? Back at the drawing board, Maxim found an ingenious way to do it. The key components are the barrel and the bolt. When a cartridge is fired, both are forced backwards by the recoil. Then the barrel is pushed forwards again by a spring, flipping out the spent cartridge. Meanwhile, the bolt is pushed forwards by another spring, loading and firing the next shot. Thanks to recoil, the gun reloads and fires itself with no outside help. Now Maxim was in the machine gun business. A friend told him,
"If you want to make a pile of money, invent something which will enable the Europeans to cut their throats with greater facility."
So Maxim moved to London and unleashed a sales offensive that matched brilliant engineering with flamboyant public relations. A series of high-profile publicity stunts spread news of the machine gun around the world. Power brokers from all nations were invited to fire the weapon for themselves. And one story above all became part of the Maxim folklore. He claimed that his machine gun could chop down trees. Deep in the woods of rural England, former Special Forces machine gunner Bob Podesta aims to find the truth about Maxim's story by trying it for himself.
What do you think of these ones, Bob?
Too straight. You need them leaning over a bit.
Get one with a bit of top heavy on it.
He'll be assisted by Sean Hindle, also an ex-machine gunner in the British Army.
Ah, what do you reckon? This looks like a good one.
Yeah, it's got plenty of tension on it, the way it's hanging.
Yeah.
Now all they need is a machine gun. This is a 1916 Vickers gun, a British Army variation on Hiram Maxim's design, built by his London business partners. It's capable of firing 450 rounds per minute. But is that enough to topple a mighty Scots pine? Podesta aims to maximize his chances with a methodical approach based on years of experience. Firing in short bursts is the Army-approved machine gun technique. Continuous fire could overheat and distort the barrel, affecting accuracy. But Podesta must be careful. A rotating wheel in the firing mechanism could easily smash his knuckles. He's already weakened the right-hand side of the tree. Now can he take out the left and centre? Every round is striking home. The thumping recoil of the barrel is clearly visible at the muzzle. Podesta ups the firing rate, sensing victory. Success, and they fired just 470 bullets.
Well, that's done.
The potential effect on any enemy is only too evident.
See, some of the bullets are still stuck in the tree here.
Are they?
Yeah.
Pull some out.
Obviously, what they've done, they've gone through and they've tumbled as they've hit the tree. After they've hit the tree.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what it's like when it hits a man, can't you? Mm.
In the decades following 1887, Hiram Maxim sold his devastating new weapon to all the major powers. Then in 1914, Britain and France went to war with Germany. The rest of Europe and finally the United States were dragged into the conflict. The First World War. Millions of men were mobilized. But despite the rise of the machine gun, vast infantries were still trained to attack with rifle and bayonet. Armies on both sides had the same objective, to cross the no-man's land between the trenches and kill the enemy in close-quarters combat. It might seem that soldiers attacking like this would be easy meat for a Maxim gun. But Bob Podesta aims to show that in battle, things are not so straightforward.
I'm looking across no man's land now, and I think the enemy's just about getting ready to attack. Strange looking enemy.
Podesta's enemy is a battalion of 250 helium balloons. Like a First World War infantry company on the attack, they're arranged in rows, with each balloon 6 feet from its neighbour. Podesta decides on the most obvious defensive tactic. He sets up his Vickers gun directly opposite the attackers, on the other side of no man's land. Podesta has a single belt of 250 bullets, one for each balloon. The question is, how many can he kill?
Enemy front! Firing now!
Podesta gets his first kills, but this isn't like shooting fish in a barrel. Most of the bullets are finding empty space between the balloons. Podesta must take fresh aim at each single balloon, wasting precious time as he readjusts. And in a real battle, the enemy would be advancing towards him.
What do you reckon? How many do you reckon I got?
30, 45, no more. There's big gaps out there in them, but they're still going to be coming at us. There's loads left.
This highly trained machine gunner has hit just 37 of the 250 targets.
It's not easy at all. I mean, because the gun is moving, the soldier is moving, and you moving left to right, them moving up and down, etc., and weaving as they're coming towards you, makes it very difficult to hit a person.
Tactics are just as important as firepower. Head-on machine gun fire gives the attacking army a surprising chance to survive in large numbers. On July the 1st, 1916, the British and their allies commenced the Battle of the Somme with an attack across no man's land involving 200,000 men. A preemptive artillery bombardment was designed to destroy the German defences.